Are you feeling totally overwhelmed by your project management tool? Yeah, you are not alone. So today, we're diving into the definitive blueprint for mastering ClickUp, and this comes straight from the expert Dr. Vernette Grant. Let's get right into it.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We've all seen it happen. A team gets super excited about ClickUp, dreaming of this perfectly streamlined workflow, and then they just end up drowning in a digital mess. That gap between the promise and the reality, it can be absolutely massive.
But hey, here's the good news. It really doesn't have to be that way. In this explainer, we're handing you a clear, 5-step solution to build a workspace that isn't just organized, but is genuinely powerful and scalable. You know, one that actually works for you, not against you.
All right, let's do this. Step 1 is all about the foundation. And trust me, this is the one step you do not want to skip. Everything else we're about to build, it all rests right here.
So how does this all fit together? Well, think of it like a building, right? Your entire company is the one big workspace. Then, each department, like product or marketing, they get their own floor. We call those spaces. On each floor, you've got filing cabinets for your big programs, which are your folders. And inside those cabinets, you've got the individual files for specific projects. Those are your lists. See? Pretty logical when you break it down.
So Dr. Grant gives us some golden rules for keeping things clean from the start. First, and this is a big one, stick to one workspace. Seriously, no exceptions. Second, make sure you define your default settings in each space. This just gets everybody on the same page from day one. And that Start Here list, oh, that is your secret weapon for getting new people onboarded and ready to go in no time.
Look, here's the bottom line. You do the hard work now, and you will save yourself a world of pain later on. A solid foundation is what makes your setup scalable. That way, you're not facing a total, massive rebuild a year from now when your team has doubled in size.
Okay, so our foundation is solid. Let's start building on it by talking about efficiency. And for that, we need to talk about templates. It is time to stop reinventing the wheel for every single new project.
I mean, this slide says it all, right? The difference between starting from scratch and using a tuned-up template is, well, it's the difference between guesswork and excellence. It's about making your absolute best process the default process every single time.
And the strategy here is actually super simple. You don't have to start from zero. Just begin with one of ClickUp's built-in templates, maybe one for software development or marketing. Then you just tweak it, adapt it to your team's specific workflow by adding your own custom statuses. And once it's perfect, you save it as a new template for the whole team to use. Easy. This is really where the magic happens. Templates don't just save you time, they literally bake your best practices right into your workflow. Your winning formula becomes the starting point for every new project, which guarantees consistency and quality from the get-go.
Okay, the foundation is set, our processes are templated. Now it's time to install the smart wiring. I'm talking about automations, the things that eliminate all those boring, repetitive tasks that just drain your team's energy.
Just check out this workflow. A task gets created, assigned, started, reviewed, and moved along, all without a single person having to manually update anything. The system just handles it, so your team can focus on the actual work that matters.
And you can create automations for almost anything. When a status changes, boom, assign a new owner. When a due date hits, boom, automatically raise the priority. A bug report gets submitted, instantly create a task. These little automations add up to a huge reduction in all that admin busywork.
So the big takeaway here is really simple. Every single automation you build buys back your team's most valuable resource, their time. It's about slashing errors and freeing up your best people to do what they do best, move your business forward.
Now we get to the executive payoff. I mean, all of this beautifully structured data is pretty useless if leadership can't see the big picture. This is all about transforming those nitty-gritty project details into high-level, actionable insights. Look, leaders don't need to see every single task. What they need are the aggregated views. Dashboards should show them the key performance indicators at a glance. How many tasks are in progress versus blocked? Is any one team totally overloaded? Are we actually on track to finish this sprint on time? Those are the questions that matter.
And here is a pro tip straight from Dr. Grant. Keep your dashboards to 6 to 10 widgets, max. Any more than that, and you're just creating noise. The goal here is clarity, not clutter. A focused dashboard is an incredibly powerful tool for making quick, decisive actions.
And that is what it's all about. Reporting isn't just about making pretty charts. It's about giving your leadership the clarity they need to spot problems before they become disasters and to steer the ship with real confidence. Finally, let's talk about the last and probably the most overlooked step, securing the perimeter. This is all about setting the right permissions to keep your workspace clean, safe, and genuinely collaborative.
So in ClickUp, there are 3 main permission levels. You've got owners and admins who have full control to set everything up. Then you have members, that's your internal team, and they get full access inside their own designated spaces. And finally, you have guests, think clients or freelancers, who can only see the specific items you choose to share with them.
The key principle to remember here is least privilege. In other words, only share what is absolutely necessary. Use view-only access for stakeholders who just need to see progress updates. Protect all that sensitive HR or finance info in private spaces. And please, make it a habit to regularly review who has access to what, especially for those external guests.
This final step, think of it as your system's bodyguard. Good permissions protect your intellectual property, they prevent those catastrophic oops moments, and they make sure that your single source of truth stays, well, true. So there you have it, the 5 pillars from Dr. Vernette Grant's blueprint that will transform a chaotic ClickUp into a scalable, efficient engine for your entire organization. A solid foundation, repeatable templates, smart automations, insightful dashboards, and finally, robust security.
Which really just leaves one question to think about. When you look at your team's setup right now, is it a single source of truth, or is it still a source of chaos? The good news is, now you have the blueprint to change that.